Yeah, we know that already.
Oh!
Oh,
Government's coming
okay.
for you.
Cool.
What?
Okay, we're done with Final Fantasy for right now.
We are done with Final Fantasy, but I love it so much.
So butthurt.
No, we may or may not be live right now. I don't know.
We are live.
We may or may not be.
Hi!
It's like I'm seeing us twice.
No, we're
Pause
live.
that. That's a distraction. No, I was looking at you guys here, and then looking at you guys here, and then a little bit here. So there's like your three faces are in 3 locations. This is almost too much.
Little
It's like
creepy.
Skypeception.
Cut down the amount of faces I gotta look at.
It's awesome. I like it.
All right, I believe we got Boss Man. I think he might be watching. I'm not sure. I think Junie's in here.
Oh no.
Yep. Looks like Flyzik Man. All right, so we got some DG crew watching because no one really knows us. You know, you sit around and I'm like, who's this Dio person? I don't know who Dio is. I know she streams Final Fantasy. I know she dyes her hair. I know probably Wookiee the most. We've raided for a while in SWTOR together, and we got in really close. I really only started knowing Dastin recently, but we really don't know each other. So let's start off breaking the ice, and let's get to know each other. So first things first, we're going to knock out some introductions. We're going to go around the table here at the screen. My order I see is I got Tiernan, Dio, Wookiee, and myself. I'll start off, and then we'll go up to Tiernan, Dio, then Wookiee. We're going to start off with some introductions. Just give us who you are, what you stream, games you play, and an interesting fact about yourself. So I'll start off. I am Dragon Fury, a streamer here in DG, and I stream right now Elite Dangerous and Warframe, primarily sticking with Elite Dangerous right now. Love the game. I play Final Fantasy, but I don't really stream it. That's Dio's thing. She's good at that, so I let her take the Final Fantasy. Interesting fact about myself. I'm trying to grow my toenails out really long, and then I'm gonna cut it. I'm gonna cut them, and then I'm gonna collect it and be like, "This is the longest my toenail has gotten at one point in my life."
Gross.
Junie's very upset about it. She doesn't like it, but it's on my bucket list. It's on my bucket list to
It's on
see.
your bucket list?
Yeah, I
What?
want to see how long I can get away with not cutting. Specifically, my big toenails. I cut actually all my small ones, but specifically my big toenail.
Do you need to get like bigger boots?
Sorry.
So I won't lie. I've been having issues recently where, like, if I'm going upstairs or something, like my toenail will start to twist in my boots, and it's uncomfortable. So I actually upgraded. Like, I wear a size 9.5, so I'm like wearing a size 11 right now to avoid that discomfort.
Oh my god, that's awful.
No.
Wow, that's
It's an
okay.
fact.
I feel like we could have gone without knowing that last time.
I just thought, put it all on the table, no disclosure, anything goes.
Oh my gosh.
All right, Tiernan, you're next. Give us a little intro about yourself.
So I'm Tiernan GC. You guys don't see me stream as much because I'm super busy, but I mainly play Final Fantasy, recently Elite Dangerous, because that game is so awesome. Final Fantasy, Elite Dangerous. Maybe I stream whatever I'm interested that week, so that's kind of me.
You're the ADD streamer.
Yeah. ADD streamer. That's my title. I guess my fun fact would definitely be that I'm about to be a nurse and that I have ADHD, and so if I'm loud and sporadic, there's a reason why. And everyone else who knows me knows that.
Yes.
Truth.
What's that thing called where you got to rub them together and then shock someone to bring them back to life?
Defibrillate?
Yeah, the defibrillator. Oh. The defibrillator. Yeah, no, that's it.
Yeah.
So you're just sitting there and like they have an emergency. Guys like getting brought in on a stretcher after getting a car accident, drunk style DUI. You don't know. But he's coming in, and this guy's about to die. And you're like, give him the defibrillator! He needs it now! Clear! Boom!
Oh, yeah, I'm the guy who wouldn't clear and didn't stay on the patient and get shocked. Yeah, basically, I love codes. I mean, that sounds terrible because, people die. But I love codes.
Oh my god, there's gonna be an article about you coding people on purpose. I can see it now.
Sir, just lie
That's
still. I just
awful.
want to test this out. I swear you'll be all right. Oh shit.
I swear.
But that's me.
All right, that's Tyrannin right there. Next up, we got Dionysius. Tell us about yourself. Dio.
Hello. I am Dio the Carney. I stream Final Fantasy XIV. Occasionally I stream Minecraft, except for that I get super salty because I die a lot. And I recently just started streaming creative, where I create plushies out of felt based on random video game characters. I'm currently working on a project for another Twitch streamer that is a good friend of mine. Fun fact about me. I don't know that I really have any super fun facts, but a random fact about me, I've never been drunk in my entire life, and I'm 34 years old.
That clearly needs to be fixed.
I think, I don't know, like, that's impressive. I'm gonna round of applause that one. That's unheard of.
All right.
'Cause,
If
I mean,
like
wow.
if you tried and you couldn't get drunk, I'll give you that one. I'll give you that much.
I mean,
No.
granted, she hasn't had. Well, I mean, have you had a drink before, or just haven't been
Okay,
drunk?
yeah. My,
So
my
you just
thing
don't
is,
get
though,
drunk.
like, so I typically am the designated driver every time we go out, so I don't. It's one of those, like, I don't drink when we go out because I don't know what my limits are, but then we get home and it's like I just don't drink that much, so I guess the opportunity just isn't there. I don't know.
I see. No, I understand. I got you. Actually got a question for you, Dio.
Mhm.
And the question would be, how often do you dye your hair?
I go to see my stylist every 5 weeks.
Every 5 weeks. And
Mhm.
of all the different color combinations you have done, what do you think your favorite is?
The one I'm rocking right now. So I've got a little bit of teal in the front, and then it's purple, and in the very back it's like blue.
I gotta say, I like it. It looks really cool.
Yeah.
It's a nice
Thanks.
blend.
Thanks. It's super fun.
It is.
My
It's
shower has
definitely-
been purple for like the last 6 months, so that's been awesome. But yeah.
So, fun fact on hair dye, I learned that I have some type of reaction to hair dye.
Ooh.
So this might be a little TMI, but I'm jumping into it here. Like I said, no disclosure. Here we go. Junie, mute the podcast. All right, so there I was, right? I was in the shower. Junie may or may not have been there as well. And she recently got done dyeing her hair. And so as she was washing her hair, the dye kept going, into the water. As it was going into the water, my feet started burning like the dickens. Like, that shit was on fire where I had to get out of the shower. I could not be in there. My feet turned red. I scratched them to the point of near bleeding. And I realized my skin does not do hair dye. And so I avoid that shit like the plague.
Yeah.
Oh boy.
Oh man, that doesn't sound like an allergic reaction, but yeah, you should definitely not dye your hair then.
Yeah, no, definitely not. Hey, Panda.
Oh, it just means he can't dye his feet.
That's Panda
Yeah.
Panda?
Yeah, it's Panda Panda.
Panda!
Panda and Nian.
Hey, Nyan.
And that's some guy named Jason Cecil. I don't know who the fuck that is. Sounds like some weirdo.
He's a Jew.
Probably. All right, well, next up, we got Diabetic Wookie, the man, the myth, the legend. Let's hear about Diabetic Wookie.
Oh, ain't no legend. Diabetic Wookie. I stream rarely, I guess, but I've streamed from GTA to Infinity, Star Wars. That'd be 3.0, and I probably will do more of that here in the coming future. I don't know. It'd probably just be random spots here and there, fillers. Usually I'm in other people's streams playing games along with them, I guess. And my interesting fact is kind of goes with dragons, but I hate feet. Hate feet. So dragons are a little thing? No.
Oh, man.
No,
Perfect. Oh, that worked out well then. That made it more funny. I was like, man, his reaction's a little over the top. Now I know why. That was just meant to be. Oh, that's glorious. I love how things work out like that.
No, that's
So you don't gotta answer, but I gotta ask. So let's say a girl's over and she's like, I want a foot massage. Are you like, no, thank you. That's not doing it for me. Is
okay,
it
I
like
guess
that much. How much
I
of
can't.
a dislike
At
is it?
first, I have to be with this person for a long freaking time before I do that. I mean, that's love. That's love right there. When I can,
Yeah,
when I can do a foot massage, because otherwise, nope.
so
What if she
actually,
wants to give you a foot massage?
Nope, not even.
No. See,
Nope.
now that's funny. Actually, for the longest time, Junie was the exact same way. She hated feet. Like she had a hard time foot massaging. She would like cringe. She'd be like,
Yeah.
she had to be like, all right, you gotta wash your feet. I gotta wash my hands. We gotta go into a sterile glass room. Like she despised touching feet, and I'd keep forcing my foot into face, and she'd freak out. But after the like 5,000th time doing that, eventually she was just like, fuck it. She'll grab my feet after a sweaty work day, and she'll wipe it off, give me a foot massage.
Oh,
Or
God.
Usually should just slap him and say, "Get that shit out of my face." And be like, "Damn."
Yeah. Sometimes I guess you just gotta bear it.
But that's when I realized that Junie loved me was when, or one of the times, was when she no longer would be like, "Ew, your feet." She'd be like, "Oh, your feet. You need to cut those toenails."
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know if you remember in SWTOR, it was. I don't know if it was an emote or whatever, but I think it was like the pass out emote. Jason would do that, and then you could spin your character, and the hands reach out, and he'd be like, "Mike, I'm touching your feet." And I lost it in game. I ran from him, and he would keep doing it. He'd keep prompting it by me, and I would just keep running, like, "Stop touching me."
That's so funny.
Yeah, he knows all about that.
Now I know what to do when I see you, Mike.
Oh.
All right, so there are four more of our DG crew right here. We got Tiernan, Dio, Diabetic Wookiee, and myself, Dragon Fury. So that was the intro. Just to give you guys, you gotta dig in for the long haul. I broke this podcast into a 6-part bit, some parts being longer or shorter than others, but that was part 1, was the introduction. So we're gonna move into part 2, silly questions. So I need everybody to raise their hand. Tiernan, I'm gonna guess that you're doing this. Everyone's gotta do it.
Course.
Dio, that's you too. Gotta raise your hand. I, streamer of DG. Repeat after me.
Oh God.
Okay, I, streamer of DG,
Do solemnly swear
solemnly swear
Swear.
by our Dark Lord Nosage the Noob
Dark Lord.
that I will answer these questions mostly truthfully and to the best of my ability.
that I will answer these questions mostly truthfully and to the best of my ability.
All right,
Mike,
good enough.
not say it. No, Mike is not say it.
As we say in my workplace, good enough for government work. All right.
Oh God.
All right, so these are a buzz-in, kind of how you will. Everyone will answer at some point, but I'm not going to go around table. If you feel like you need to be the one to answer this question first or when you want to fill in, go for it. But question number 1 is, if you had one superpower, what would it be and why? So starting off easy here.
Flying.
Flying.
Because I've always wanted to fly in real life. Like, I've always wanted to be a pilot.
So do you have no fear of heights then?
No. I have no fear of heights as long as I'm in something. Like, if I was on, like, I don't know, tight wire or something like that and I was dangling, yes, that's scary as shit. But
So would you rather fly as, like, Iron Man or Superman?
I think if I was Iron Man, I wouldn't be scared of flying. But realistically, if it was me, then probably Iron Man, because I'm in the suit. I don't feel like I'm exposed.
Now, here's a theory on this as well, though. If you're afraid of potentially, falling, with a suit, you're prone to mechanical failure, where maybe a system error occurs, and then you plummet out of the sky. Whereas Superman, it's a superpower. He's guaranteed that superpower is going to work, unless when someone kryptonite lasers him,
Right.
Snipe style. But, I mean, you're more prone to falling out of the sky, probably in an Iron Man suit, over, like, an actual inherent superpower.
That's
How's your
true,
feelings on that?
but I feel like if I was Iron Man, the chances of that suit failing is very slim.
Now, granted, yes, the Iron Man suit's much like your ship in Elite Dangerous, where as you're falling out of the sky, it'll do a system reboot, and then you regain control of your thrusters.
That day was so
Oh my
scary.
gosh, I couldn't believe that. We were like, I thought I was gonna die, and I managed to escape, and then flying back to the station, I get interdicted. When your screen gets blown out in Elite Dangerous, you get no longer like user interface controls.
Yeah.
It's like free flight. So I'm like guest shooting, breaking away from this interdiction, and I get it, and then I finally make it to the space station with like 3 or 4 minutes left. Oh, that was insane.
That was pretty awesome.
All right, so we got Tyrion in flight, and who's next? Who's got a superpower they want?
I mean, is the Force allowed? I mean, that's
No.
kind of
I would. One-
no,
okay, we'll
Destin,
say
just
this.
because you don't
One-
believe, Destin.
One force power. If you want to go to the force, you get to choose a force power.
Oh, it's just one of them?
So I guess I would
I want
consider
to force
it in,
choke people then. If I only have to choose one, I'd pick force choking.
So I was
I'm
gonna
not
say,
gonna
I
lie, I
guess,
did
bitch.
not expect that out of Dio.
so if we're gonna go force powers, we'll go in like subgroups. So like the ability to control telekinetics. So like force push, pull, moving objects, manipulation of like electricity, mind control. So basically an art group. If you have that force power. So I guess I don't know. I mean, is that your like pick? Wookiee is a force power. Or are you still deciding?
Well, if I had to pick out of the Force powers, it'd be the Force lightning.
One is pretty cool. And why is that? Why would you want to use lightning? What's the practical use you'd have in today's
People
society?
piss me off.
I knew it.
Shock the shit out of them.
Right? That's why I'd pick force choking, because like nobody would ever suspect it, because you don't have your fingerprints or anything on anybody. And then when I say, is Dio gonna have to force choke a bitch, like it's a legitimate question.
I'd like to change my answer to defend myself from these two.
All right.
No.
We'll allow. Okay, I think we'll make this interesting. All right, you choose your power, but then we'll also at the end compare the power on who would win in a fight, and you're allowed one change. Once you make that change, you're stuck with that one. So T, what are you changing your power to?
You got to come back to me on that one then if you're being real serious.
All right, so we'll go through everyone first, and then if you want to make a change, and that's the change will make it interesting. We'll see where it ends up. All right,
Because
so-
dominatrix.
we got flying right now from T. We got choke from Dio, lightning from Wookiee. Let's see here. If I had a superpower, right now I'm going to go with. This is a hard one. This is always like a lot of considering for me.
All right, how OP can we go with these powers? Because I can think of so many OP powers.
Like it's only one, so I mean, how OP can you get with one power?
I could think of one that would be completely
Oh,
OP.
that's a good one, Sly.
All right, shooting a Death Star beam from your finger is not a technical superpower.
Nope,
You can't.
that's not what I was gonna
Nope.
say. That's not what I was gonna say.
Wait, I
It's a
still
legitimate
gotta
power,
think of mine.
Tommy.
I gotta think of mine. Give me a minute. There's a lot of options going through my head.
Go ahead.
I've thought of these questions, not the answers.
Superpower white elephant, yes, panda.
A superpower. All superheroes. It's a really hard. It's a tough question, Like
Yeah.
there's so many
Well,
out there.
Now that I know I have to fight for my life, yeah, it's a tough question.
Here's the trouble with invincibility, Junie. If you're invincible, then then technically you could live forever. And I don't know that I would want to live forever,
So with
because
it-
you would outlive
well,
all of your friends.
in a
and all
combat
of them.
scenario with each other, so you're invincible, but you have no other powers. So it'd be
you
like,
can't defend yourself.
Buck 40 me going up against Diabetic Wookiee shooting lightning at me. Yeah, I'm invisible, but what progress are you going to make on him? He's just going to be like, yo, bro, you punch like a bitch, It's it's not going to work.
And if you're
on that-
invincible, do you still feel the pain, and you just don't die?
I mean, I think technically by invincibility you don't feel
It
'cause
could
that,
be
that would be like
Kenny-
Wolverine.
But
It
if you're
could be
but
Kenny
if you're invincible
invincibility.
Wolverine style, like he still feels
Wolverine
the
still
bullets.
felt pain.
He just doesn't die.
Yeah,
No,
it could be
but he's
Kenny.
not. He's not invincible though. He actually takes the damage. He just heals.
Yeah, he's more
That's
regenerative.
Right.
But then there's Kenny invincibility where you die but just come back to life.
Yeah.
There's that style too. I mean, there's different forms of invincibility. All superpowers have a lot of archetypes into them, you know. On that note, though, I think I'm gonna go with invisibility. And I'm gonna go with invisibility because I like knowing what's going on. I like the ins on things, and invisibility would allow me to infiltrate the government, people in my life, find out what they think of me, or find out the secrets of our government. You know, dig into these conspiracies. I feel like I could do a lot of good with invisibility.
I love that.
Or just be a creeper.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I don't need invisibility to be a creeper, but I do need invisibility to do good for this country. All right, so with that, we have our powers. In a battle right now, as it stands, we got Dio choking, we got Wookiee shooting lightning, we got T flying around, and we got me going invisible. In a battle, let's game this. Who do we think would win presently?
Oh,
Welcome back, Dark.
it's like mixing like Marvel's abilities or comic abilities with force powers, and that's difficult.
I mean, so Dio has two hands, so I think she can choke two people at once. So I propose this right now. We make an alliance, all three of us, and we take down Dio. While she's choking us, one of us will be able to go up and we'll be able to get her.
Wow.
And that'll be one out of the equation. You guys want to join me on this alliance? I mean, we got to start thinning it out somehow. And this is
And you turn against your mother, really?
No, I would side with Joe. She's going to hold two people up, choking them, and I'm going to shock the shit out of them.
Yes.
All right, so I'm going to go invisible, and I'm going to hang back, and I'm just going to let T get his ass handed to him.
Nice!
So, T, you're going up against Dio and Wookiee. I'm invisible. As far as y'all know, I'm out of the game. So now Dio and Wookiee got to go at it. The question then stands. What wins in a fight? Choke or lightning? How far is the range? Let me Google this. I'm going to Google this real quick.
Exactly, Jay. Exactly.
I'm going to Google what is the range of force choke.
Yeah, I was gonna say, depending on the range of force choke and force lightning, I mean, like flying.
I have a good idea.
Depend on how powerful your force powers are, because like I'm pretty sure that Darth Vader could force choke anybody from anywhere because he was kind of a badass.
He did it even through like the
force
hologram.
Choke, sometimes known as force grip, dark.
Is it line of sight?
Blah, blah. It was often performed with grip-like gestures.
I mean, because if it's line of sight, then I want to change my answer because that's like the wussiest force power ever. Because you just hide behind a tree and it's like, where did you go? Like peekaboo with a child. You cover my eyes and I can't see you.
That's why you snatch them up before. No, I mean, you could... I don't know. I would say... I mean, like, if you see him, like, that split second you see him, you should be able to just whip him right up.
Are we all going to start like a Mexican standoff in front of each other? Like,
yeah. So, it is saying that force choke can be used at a greater range if that person has strong power in the dark side. And
that makes sense.
How strong is Dio in the dark side? We have to ask.
Oh, okay. Dio's too nice, though.
She's yeah.
So although, she has like.
I think though, T, if I had the power of force choke, I'd probably be a little bit bitchier. So I don't know.
No, you'd probably be happier because you'd be taking those bitches that need to be choked out.
Yeah. But
Mike, you're so terrible. That's how you see the world.
What? Like, my husband literally just said, wait, how could you possibly be bitchier? What?
Damn! Shit, son.
That's my
that is the thing.
Alright, everybody's about to witness Dio's first force choke.
Yeah.
Yes, you're about to witness the first force choke ever. Live on stream.
Alright. Alright, so, given all aside, I feel confident with invisibility. This allows me to wait out the fight, identify the weak victims, and then take out who I need to take out. Assassination style.
Live on stream.
I mean, so I feel like, honestly, in this fight, right now as it stands, I think... Oh, 1 second. My Twitch decided to restart the actual broadcast. Alright, we're good. Honestly, I feel like I'm winning this fight. I feel like I've won it. I mean, like I said, I just flip out. I let Diabetic, Wookiee, and Dio take out T. And then once he's dead, they got to duke it out. And then whoever's left's weak from the battle, and I come up and shank to the back. That's GG right there. So that being said, how is the battle going to change? Is any powers going to change to be able to win?
Hold on. So
In this
that
combat?
depends.
You assume that we wouldn't try to find you first, though. That we'd take each other out first and then let you come for us. And I don't think we would do that.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, so
are-
do we just not know you're there? Are you completely?
Oh, so it's all standoff, right? So we're like T said, we're gonna start this off Mexican standoff, 20 paces out from each other, and gunshot goes off, boom, fight, and then I'm
Super Smash Bros.
gone. I'm fucking
Well-
stealth mode.
Yeah, but with my lightning, I can probably just,
Spam
throw my
it.
hand, spread it, and pretty much spam it. I
You
should
could.
be able to clip you.
You think? Okay.
I mean, if we're
so
right
you're
there,
saying
if I really
so you're
wanted
saying
to,
you're
just,
going for me first. All right. I see how it is. I'll start off then with the change of power, and I think.
At that point, you're dead since you made up the rules. We could just call it truce.
Well, I mean, so the goal of this was to change the powers and see how it changes.
No,
the
no,
battle.
this is like the Hunger Games, all right? If you don't finish, you blow up, all right? You just gotta kill each other.
Okay, I saw the Hunger Games. Those two guys at the end, those two people at the end, like totally changed the way the game was played, and they
Okay,
both won.
but there are
so-
no berries this time.
I'm changing my answer to laser vision. Like,
Like Superman?
like Cyclops style.
yeah, Cyclops style. Like, I'm gonna straight cut buildings in half.
All right.
God, we're gonna kill whoever's near this fight. Like, this is gonna suck for
This is
everyone
a
else.
superpower battle. What do you
There will be
expect?
collateral
This is
damage.
just like what happened in Superman when he
it always
tore
is.
apart all of New York.
So, do we got any changes to the answer? Anyone want to combat laser vision?
You know what? I kind of think I want to switch my answer to mind control.
Shit.
All
Damn it.
right,
I didn't think
All
of
right.
that.
I want to switch my power to the ability to take your powers. That was my OP power, but I wasn't gonna say it because that just sounds cheating.
I mean, you're effectively
And
now Ditto from Pokemon, and someone's now gonna come up and throw a Pokeball at you. And now you're their bitch, and you got to follow their orders.
No, not
So
a Pokemon.
So even if you win the day by copying all our powers and defeating us, a Pokemon trainer is gonna come up, toss a Pokeball at you, and now you're enslaved.
Fine, but
Who's the
he's
real?
gotta
We're
he's gotta
living
at
eternal.
least put me
You're
into
now a slave in a
a
Pokeball.
state with internal bleeding, and then I need a Master Ball. All right, I'll take that.
Master Balls are a dime a dozen nowadays.
I have Balrog. I have many powers.
All right, well, I think we beat this superpower into the ground. We're going to move on to question number 2. Question number 2, and this one, I want to start off at Wookiee. If you had $1 million, what would you do with it?
I'm scared. I'm running away.
Two chicks at
I
the
would
same
I would use all the money and just hunt down Dastin.
Yeah.
I don't think that would take $1 million. Maybe like
No, I would
a couple
probably-
grand.
I would buy a big ass piece of property, secluded. I don't even want a big house, but I just want toys.
Four-wheelers,
the boat-
dirt bikes.
Yeah. And
a boat?
it's a bomb ass computer. But a boat,
Bomb-ass
yeah.
computer, yep.
Even though
A
I'm
boat.
secluded.
What type
would.
of boat? A speedboat, yacht, pontoon.
I like them all, but I would go with a smaller size yacht, something I could stay on for like a weekend
Gotcha.
and be comfortable on.
I
You
feel.
could be like, you could just buy a property with a little pond, or get a pond made inside your property and just put the boat.
Oh, you got to be able to show that shit off.
Yeah, you got to bring it around town. Take it. You got to take it around. You got to show it off.
Got to crush the little guys.
Damn.
So how about would you get a car then? A nice vehicle, truck, car. What's your style?
Well, yeah, I have an Avalanche like now, and I love that truck. I love the truck. I would just get a brand new one of those. Probably have it more custom to my. Definitely give it like a Star Wars theme.
Would you lift it?
Make it sound like a TIE fighter flying by.
Would you
Oh
lift it?
god, I'd be so scared if I was driving on like the highway and this freaking truck was driving. And you have like the muffler make it sound like the TIE fighter.
Yeah, exactly.
I like it. I think that's good use of the money. A beefy computer, boy toys, four-wheelers, dirt bikes, boats, a new Avalanche, making it sound like a TIE fighter, Star Wars theme. I think that's money well spent right there. I agree. Dio, you're next. If you had $1 million, what would you do?
That's a hard question. I'm not gonna lie.
If I had $1 million, I don't know. I mean, the funny answer is 2 chicks at the same time, but if nobody's seen Office Space, then nobody gets the joke, and that makes me sad. I don't know, because I have a pretty sweet life. I would make my husband quit his job. That's what I would do if I had $1 million.
You can get us free.
So
I would be super sensible and make my husband quit his job, and we would just invest it and live off of it. Because we have a pretty sweet life the way we are right now.
So, I mean, that's a hard question, I guess, for people like us, is a lot of us are gamers. So what else do we really want to do besides playing video games? So how are we going to spend $1 million? Which is why I'm pretty sure, even in Dio's, you would probably get some crazy-ass, bomb-ass computers. What do you think? Would you get some crazy shit? Some awesome computer stuff that would maybe survive longer than 4 years?
Well, I don't know that I would. I would definitely upgrade stuff right away. But here's the thing: like my computer's like 6 months old, so I've got pretty up to date stuff as it is. Because I mean, I live with my husband is like the biggest computer nerd I know, and as soon as his stuff stops working, everything in the house gets upgraded.
I feel that's how I work too. My computer breaks, Junie gets a new computer.
I need to upgrade my computer now we're talking about this. Damn.
So, on that note, T, $1 million. I'm guessing the first thing you would do is upgrade your computer?
Well, yeah, definitely the computer. But honestly, I mean, I'm kind of going to go with Dio here. I would invest and, I would want to use my money to get, not pay for the nursing job I really want, but so I could not worry about other things and make sure that I can do, because nursing doesn't pay much. And obviously, I chose this profession not to get paid a whole bunch of money. So use the money so I can have fun at the same time while still doing the job I really want to do, which doesn't pay much. You see what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So that would definitely be me. Because I want to do flight nursing, and they don't make that much money, but they got to work the crazy hours, and so I would probably do the same thing. I would get a place. I would beef up my computer beyond all hell, and I would come and visit the DG people.
Yes.
Shut up, Mike.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, what I would do is I wouldn't go to you guys. I would go to Jay and fly you guys to Jay, because I think that would be the most hospitable place for us all to meet weather-wise. There's humidity. It would be nice, and there's a beach, and it would be the most fun place.
That actually leads into mine, because this is what I was going to do. First off, with my money. First off, for me, it was obviously get some crazy ass computer specs. Probably finish paying off my car, even though I only got a year left. I'd just finish that out just to get it over and done with. And then pretty much the $950,000 remaining would be used to convince all y'all's bosses to let you off work for a week. And then from there, I'd fly us all out to Las Vegas, and we would hangover style that shit. We would go ham. We'd get a penthouse, and it would be hardcore. We would go like it was 1982, 62. When did people party? 1970s? Yeah, 1970s.
There was always people partying every 10 years.
We're just gonna go hard. It's gonna be like the movie The Hangover, and Jay's gonna be up on the roof the entire time. We're gonna think that we lost him.
Oh, that's kind of a bummer for Jay, really. That's really a bummer.
I mean,
that's okay. He's not in this podcast.
I mean, he's a noob. He even says himself he's Nosage the noob. So he's just gonna, wander up to the balcony to get some fresh air because he's had too much to drink. And he's gonna lock himself out, and we're gonna keep going at it. And on the drive home, we're gonna be like, "Shit, has anyone seen Jay?" No, I haven't seen Jay since that night.
As long as I'm Alan, as long as I'm equivalent of Alan, I'm okay with the plan.
You are.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. And I think you said that in a negative manner, but I'll take it. Come on, guys, let's all get up on the roof and go Blood Brothers.
The Wolf Pack. Oh God. Well, we'll have Junie and Dio, and they'll probably be off. I don't know what girls do in Las Vegas. Go to male
Probably
strip clubs for the first time. I don't know. What do girls
I mean,
do
when
in
I
Las
go to
Vegas?
Vegas,
Gamble?
I like to sit at the slot machines and watch people and drink and yeah,
Slot machine?
slot machine.
Slot machine. Okay.
Oh, slot machine.
Yeah. Millie said slut machine. What? There's a machine for that? We're going to
That's
the
my
wrong
father.
places.
Yeah.
Oh,
I would drug
but-
all of you. I would get you
honestly,
guys
though-
obliterated out of your mind.
I would. I'm okay with that. But seriously though, I want to change my answer to honestly. I think I would help with Jason and invest in some kind of actual headquarters for DG. That would.
I agree, and I was actually thinking the same thing, as if we could find the most centralized location for all of us where we live, and that's where the
Texas.
headquarters would be. Oh,
Yeah, like an
I don't.
actual
I'm tired of
office.
Texas. I'm done with this place. I'm thinking.
It's because
I'm
you
thinking
live in
of-
the crappiest part of Texas. Oh my gosh.
I think Ohio sounds nice. I think we should do Ohio. That's close for me. It's close for Wookiee. Let's Ohio this shit. Yeah. You know, and
I
it's
hate
nothing
Ohio.
but space. It's nothing but space. I'm sure like
I
land's
hate
really
Ohio.
cheap there.
Nope. I want out.
What's right below Ohio?
Kentucky, Tennessee, Kentucky.
No, I-
Let's do it in
not
Nashville.
going-
We should do it in Nashville. That's good. Yeah, we should buy a property in Nashville.
Jesus, not Ohio.
We're gonna do it in Nashville. All right. I think Nashville. Yeah.
Nashville wouldn't be too bad.
Nashville's
It's
cool.
about 8 hours away from my mom's house, so I'm okay with that.
Nashville. All right. So we got two for
Yeah.
Nashville. Wookiee, Nashville,
So far.
No. I want to go coastal.
coastal.
I can't look out the
Yay!
office and
Come
see
to
a fucking
Maryland
beach.
or New York.
That's not that coastal. South, not
No,
north.
DG's work. We don't need to go to a beach. We need work.
Yeah, and yeah, no.
I don't want to start associating work with a beach. You know, like.
Life's a beach, man.
All right, Joe Dirt. Life's the garden. Dig it. All right, that's our $1 million. We're moving on to the next question here, and the next question is going to be: if you could be any video game character, or a character specifically, since we all play MMOs, a character you have made in an MMO, who would it be, and why would you be that character?
Wait, say the question again.
If you could be any of your characters you played in an MMORPG, what
Mhm.
character would you be, and why?
In the MMOs. Oh, okay.
Does it have to be a character that I played, or could it just be a character from the MMO?
Let's do specifically a character you have made.
I'd have to go with my very first character, which would have been a hunter on WoW. I know, not even going Star Wars with this one, but I'd have to go with my hunter from WoW. That would be I miss that character.
And so, are you choosing him just because you miss him, or is he like truly badass, would murder some people?
Well, that's I mean, in the guilds I ran, I mean, he was usually top DPS, whatever. But no, that was just a fun character for me. I mean, that was like pre, the hell expansion did they go to Fury for hunters, and they dropped the mana. Was that Panda or no? Cataclysm, pre-Cataclysm.
I don't know nothing about that wildlife. I played for 2 weeks and quit.
Oh. Yeah, no, they changed him up at Cata, but I liked him before that, and that's what kind of made me stop playing. Is when they went to that Fury spec or whatever.
Yeah, me too.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed playing that character.
How about you, Dio?
Well, see, I've only ever played one MMO, but I would have to. But I've had a couple of different characters in Final Fantasy. But I would have to say I would be the main, like my main Dio.
Now wait, and I know Dio
But like
has
not
gone
from
through.
1.0, but like from 2.0, because Dio in 1.0 was super shy and like didn't do much in the world. But Dio 2.0 is like a badass. So I would.
So I
probably be
know
Dio 2.0.
Dio has gone through like 55 race changes from Cat to Lalafell to Aura to Lalafell to Cat to Aura to Lalafell to human for a second, back to Lalafell, now Aura again.
No.
Like, what of the 50 races you have been, what version of Dio is this?
I think it would be Dio in her current form right now as an Aura.
And for those unfamiliar with Final Fantasy XIV, those are like dragon people with horns. So imagine Dio with a dragon tail and horns.
Yep. Lizard dragonish people.
Yep.
Now, so obviously, I mean, you've kind of said you're doing this one because it's the most confident version of Dio. And obviously a bomb-ass healer. And so we got Wookiee over here. He's putting out the deeps. So we got Dio now. She's a bomb-ass Aura healer. How about you, T? Which of your MMO character would you be?
I'm gonna go with Mike on this and do my very first MMO character, which was in World of Warcraft. I was a rogue. I was a rogue, and wow, I loved that character. So much fun. And it was honestly because of nostalgic reasons, but it was the first time I was playing an MMO, so I was still really getting the grasp of it, and I don't think I've ever been more excited about an MMO than when I was like that, because it was so fresh. You know what I mean? That first time you really play an MMO.
Right.
But no, he was a badass rogue, and I PvP'd with him more than any other game. I don't remember the rank, but the highest rank in Alliance for PvP in World of Warcraft. Mike, if you know what I'm talking about.
Like how the...
Huh?
Talking about Battlegrounds or...
Yeah, but remember in the beginning when they had the honor system? Like like in vanilla? I actually for a weekend got the highest rank possible in World of Warcraft, and it's like Grand Master or something like that. But basically you get access to those weapons. You know what I'm talking about? Yeah, you get access to those weapons and the armor, and if you are that and you have that title and you go into like a war ground or a battleground, whatever, people literally walk away from you. They run the hell away from you because you would obliterate them, and they purposely made the game as such. Like you would literally there's nothing you could do against those kind of guys. So that would be me. I would definitely like to be him again.
So mine was kind of tricky because the character I would like to pick, who I think is the most powerful and takes no shit, no prisoners, like I'm just gonna be the boss of everything, would be my Sentinel from SWTOR, Dragon Fury. But then here lies the issue. It's a chick character, and though I'll play a chick in an MMO, I don't want to be a chick myself. So now I'm stuck here. Like if, shit got weird or something, and the world got changed, like if you're familiar with Final Fantasy Tactics, like this kid read a book and it changed the world to the video game he was playing. If something similar happened, I would probably be regretful of making female tunes in MMOs. But with that being said, it would then, because of that situation, it diverts me back to, as well, my original character in my first MMORPG I played, and that would be a commando, but that went by the name of Tharcian. And this guy was a badass motherfucker. He could one-hand wield a rocket launcher and lob rockets in the face of his enemies. He was pretty bomb-ass. Like, I never even asked to win raiding. I remember the first time I raided in Star Wars Galaxies. I never even asked. All of a sudden, in guild chat, I saw, hey, invite Tharcian in the group. He's some badass DPS. He's got the heavy weapons that'll fuck some shit up. And it was a really fun class to play. All your attacks, even your basic attack, was like AoE. Like, everything did damage. And Star Wars Galaxies did not have this thing called diminishing returns. The sky's the fucking limit. So I was able to, with my build and how I did my gear, I got my crit up to like a 75% chance. And so AoE critting all the time made for a very highly devastating combination. I mean, just laying wake to waves of enemies. I mean, even players like, 2-3 players at a time, no problem. Yeah, game balance, there's a reason that game's dead right now. Balance wasn't very good in that game. But AoE crit shot and everything was awesome. So I'd have to go with my commando from Star Wars Galaxies. On that Star Wars note, Wookie, have you seen my t-shirt yet?
Your what?
My t-shirt.
Your t-shirt?
The shirt I'm wearing.
No.
All right,
No, sir.
It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. See that shit?
Yeah, buddy.
It says, Stormtrooper Elite Academy. School of Superior Marksmanship. We all know that. We all know that's a fucking lie.
Was that the failing class year?
Yeah.
I love that one. All right. Well, so that's our MMO characters. We're now moving on to the third question in silly questions. Wait, actually, we're going on to the fourth one and last one. Pretty easy. Your favorite TV show and why you like that TV show. I'll start off. For me, my favorite currently is Sword Art Online. I love that show.
High five. Dude, I didn't know you watched that.
I do. I actually am really not big into animes. Animes really usually aren't my thing. If there wasn't Sword Art Online, I would probably do... honestly, I'm not a big TV watcher. I'm just not a fan of TV. I feel like I could be spending that time playing video games. But with that being said, there are a few TV shows that draw me in. One being Adventure Time on the American side, and on the Asian side of things, Sword Art Online is by far my favorite. Like, I love Sword Art Online. Like, I wish sometimes, you know what I'm talking about. I wish I was trapped in the same game that Kirito was trapped in, because that shit just looked cool. Like, it really makes me hope that we have virtual reality technology that they had in that TV series. Like,
But where
imagine
you don't die, though, right?
I mean, you know, whatever. We all live once, sooner or later. Fuck it. But no, think of how cool it'd be. Instead of, you know, point and clicking your character, if you were your character and, you know, as your commando and SWTOR, instead of point and click and do everything, you had a fucking cannon. You were like, bzz, phaser heal, bzz, phaser heal. Like, if that shit was more real, you know, you actually interacted. You taste and felt what your character felt. You'd probably feel pretty badass. You'd be like, shit, don't fuck with me, son. I'll fucking mortar volley your face.
You think rate awareness is bad now?
Oh God. So what do you think? Would it increase with virtual reality, or would it decrease?
I think it would. Okay, at first it would decrease, but as you got used to it and it became more of a thing, more of a general thing that you did, it would get better.
Are you more aware of your character's surroundings or of your own surroundings? When you play an MMO, okay, let's take it in different instances. So when you're in the middle of playing an MMO doing a raid, how aware do you feel compared to when you're walking down the street? What do you think you have more awareness doing? Raiding, or like walking down the street, driving your car, making dinner, etc.?
I would go with, I'm more aware, like, in real life, of course. I mean, yes, I'm very aware in the raids, but I find myself being one of those observant, I'm just looking at everything and anything kind of thing. Like you say, driving and all that crap. Yeah.
Mhm.
So could it be argued then that once you've learned the system, like you said, there's probably going to be a learning time to virtual reality, but once the learning time has been, you know, pretty much everyone's got a feel for the system, do you think because of that they're like using their own bodies to look around and move? Do you think then it would increase awareness?
Yeah. Yeah, I think that would. Over time, it would definitely increase. Shut up, Mark. Increase, not decrease.
All right, so it's actually leading us a good gateway into the next question, and that is virtual reality MMORPGs. What is your thought on it? What games would you like to see as that are out right now get maybe ported over to virtual reality if that technology were, let's say that technology is available next week? Which MMO currently out would you like to see as virtual reality, and what expectations or hopes would you have for the technology? I'll start off just to give kind of the basis of how it's going. If I could choose one MMO right now to make it into virtual reality, my pick would actually have to be Final Fantasy XIV. And the reason being is when I think of all the worlds, it's what world would I want to be in and feel, taste, and touch on a constant basis. Now, T, I'm taking this from the Sword Art Online perspective of the technology, where it's very robust, where you can taste the food in the game, you can smell the air in the game, you feel the temperature and weather. Everything's like, you're in almost a coma state, if you will. It's a very subconscious level of the human psyche. It completely takes over your senses. Yeah, and you see the visuals almost in your head more or less, but you're controlling everything.
Right. Okay.
It's not like, so I mean, obviously there's other virtual reality where it's like, you know, you're looking through some goggles and you're seeing the world projected around you. I'm going to the H&L, the whole nother level, and now I'm talking about complete immersion virtual reality is what I'm talking about here. And so for me, I consider all the different worlds that I would be stuck in, whether, it's the Star Wars universe in SWTOR, the Elder Scrolls universe in Tamriel, or whether I'm stuck in Eorzeum Final Fantasy. Of all those worlds, I'm thinking, which one will I be least likely to fucking die in the most? I feel a SWTOR universe would be unforgiving. I mean, fucking lasers and torpedoes and goddamn explosions everywhere. Like, who's surviving that shit? I ain't surviving that shit. That's some intense stuff. Elder Scrolls is just, that game's like, already brutal and pretty like in your face style. I think Elder Scrolls would probably be the most fun to play in a virtual reality scape, but I'm going with Final Fantasy just because I think the interaction with the environment and the players and how the game is would be an overall the most enjoyable experience I think I could receive in a virtual reality MMO. How about you, T? What do you think?
I was before you said that it was going to be just like the Sword Art Online immersive, I was going to say Elite Dangerous, because that would be just cool to just make it like it. You didn't feel all that stuff. Obviously, you didn't feel that because that would be terrifying to feel that you're losing oxygen in your cockpit. That would be scary as shit. But when you said it like that, I completely 100% agree with Final Fantasy, because that game is so. I mean, without it being, obviously a game, it's so like living a life in that universe. Like you have cities, you have towns, you got to eat your food. You have your own house, you know what I mean? Like it would be cool as a world to live in. It would be, and I mean, like, you got friends, you got, it would definitely, I think it would definitely be one of the coolest ones to live in, because it's like, it's not, like you said, it's not constant. You could go to a dangerous zone or a raid and, do that if you want, but at the same time, most of the zones aren't that dangerous, especially if you're experienced or a high level, depending on how this virtual reality simulator would be. So I would definitely agree with Final Fantasy. But I was thinking... Go ahead.
I would say, well, on that note, too, like, just like when you see the NPC interactions of the game, I mean, I won't lie. Sometimes I spend hours in the game just going around to the different areas and seeing how the NPCs are interacting, reading their little dialogue they have with each other. The game already gives that feeling of it's a living, breathing world by all the NPCs you see. I mean, you can go to... I forget the name of the area, but it's like just an area that's like a resort. It's in Costa del Sol. Is that it?
Costa del Sol.
Yep.
Yeah, it's just like a resort area. Like, what other MMO has an area that's just a resort? If I want to go chill the fuck out while I'm in virtual reality, be in a bathing suit, chill in some water when a nice, hot sun's down. I mean, I know Wookie done like a beach. He's expressed he likes the beach. So I mean, I feel like that's why Final Fantasy would give you the experience to live in the MMO and not just, fight or play in it. I'm sure you have similar feelings. What are your thoughts, Dio?
Again, having Final Fantasy been my only MMO, I feel like my answer is a little bit skewed, but I would agree that I would say I would like Eorzea to be the virtual reality presence of choice.
What about you, Wookie? I know you got a healthy...
Y'all are crazy. You got some lightsabers.
Okay, so
how do you say no to getting some lightsabers? It
was a hard pick, but I think, I mean, you can give your reasons. Let's hear it, Wookie.
Well, I mean, it's just because, just love Star Wars, so that's just, I'm gonna be a Jedi, just like Weird Al.
My problem with the SWTOR universe, though, is the game is not as pretty, and I want to live somewhere pretty.
Well, how about this? When we do go into these virtual reality games, it is like real life. We see it like real life. How about that? So, like, it isn't like the graphics that we see. It is actually, like, it takes over your senses, so I'm assuming it would take over what you see.
So, I mean, I guess that's a question that's up for debate, because when we watch Sword Art Online, it's all in the same art style, it's just anime style drawn. They really don't go over if what they see is based on the graphics that are produced by the engine, or if it's, some type of like Steam stream style where it just can directly, no matter, give you real life looking quality. Something that hasn't been highlighted on. if it was all real and it looked real life, that actually may swayed my answer over to SWTOR. But if it was the graphics produced by the game, then I'd probably go with Final Fantasy.
Oh, I just gotta say, Panda in our chat just said he would love Second Life because you can only die from STDs.
Oh, God.
Actually, kind of awesome.
So, well, everyone just thinks of the grimy and darkness of, like, Coruscant, Corellia, those planets, but Star Wars has a shit ton of planets, and there are paradise planets. I mean, Naboo is beautiful. I would love to visit. I guess I would probably actually almost pick the Star Wars Galaxies universe, the Star Wars Galaxies MMO, just because that gave you a much wider variety of planets to visit than SWTOR's much more harsh ones. But I mean, visiting planets like Voss would be cool. Naboo would be really cool. I'd say the fuck away from Tatooine. I mean, I already live in Tatooine right now, so why the fuck would I go there? No way. But
a lot of shit that happens there.
you know,
I mean,
now
you
that
go to Kashyyyk, hang out with some Wookiees.
now that you know, I won't lie, Wookiees kind of made me think about it a little more, and the amount of planets that's in the Star Wars universe would actually give you a large amount of different experiences to explore. Short term, yes, Final Fantasy would be fun, but long term, I think in a virtual reality environment, Star Wars gives you a near infinite amount of exploration opportunities. I mean, even if you just weren't doing combat and you wanted to explore like different life, different worlds, Star Wars would be awesome for that. I'm actually changing my answer to Star Wars.
I also at the same time,
Cloudy.
it still depends on what the virtual reality is and how serious it is. But you know what? I really want mine also to be Division because I think that would be really cool. Just the fact that you're constantly surviving in a world for the Division. You're constantly, you're with your friends 24/7. The realistic feeling of knowing that, like, there's a virus or, what I mean? Just for the fun aspect. Obviously, it would suck if it was real and you feel like it's real. You'd probably have a panic attack. But
Be taken down. I can't do this anymore.
right, you just drop your gun. I'm sorry, I'm not an agent anymore. But for the fun aspect of it, that's depending obviously how real this simulator is. The fun aspect of it would be really cool. I think you would be able to play with your friends all the time. I think the Division would be a good second option for me. But yes, it can't be real because I quit that right then and there.
Wookiee would probably have a relationship with an NPC. You're going there every day just to be
How
like,
you doing?
it's just like, hey, welcome to our store. And you're like, oh, yes, I love shopping at your store. Thank you. Please come again.
That just sounds dirty. I love shopping in your store.
Oh, that reminds me, T, do you remember the Sword Art Online episode where it was Klein fell in love with that NPC and that one raid dungeon they were doing?
Thor? Hell yeah. That was funny as hell.
That would be
sorry,
Wookiee.
guys, I have to do this.
You know what? All right, so T, me and you know Sword Art Online. I'm sure some of our watchers do as well. If you had to match up a DG person to a character in Sword Art Online, who would you match up each character with?
Oh, this is gonna be fun. Okay. All right. So, let me think. Yeah, I definitely think Mike is Klein. That
too easy.
That one's
Yeah.
pretty straightforward. That one's that you got that one there. That's hard, man. That's hard. We're gonna have to come back on that one. Give me some time over the stream to think about it.
All right, sounds good. We'll come back to that one during closing comments at the end, so you got a little bit of time.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna move on to the next question, and this one is let's talk Ark. Everyone here has played Ark at some point, and so we're gonna talk about the game for a minute because I know everybody's got different feelings, and this will be a good conversation. So let me open up
that game.
Let me open up by saying
that game causes divorces and breaks men apart.
That game is my Minecraft.
All right, I'm gonna open up by
For
saying
you.
I have heard word on the street is that good old base of DG has been rated not once, twice, maybe 3 times now.
About 3. Actually, I think it was yesterday, we actually got hit again, but they did not get into our base They blew up all of our spikes on top of our roof. They blew our hatch open, which led down in the dinosaurs, but they didn't touch the dinosaurs. They left it as is. So I don't know if they just ran out of supplies.
So what's the most like substantial damage taken? Is it in the stuff they've taken or like actual damage to the structure? And I guess it's been a while since And I guess it's been a while since I've been in. How's your base looking? Is it like a full metal base or is it like partial metal, partial stone?
Now the bottom foundations to the top, the first wall layer is metal now. So we have like a metal core, then we have metal foundations outside of that with one rise of metal walls and the rest is stone. And it's kind of got that same, like you have your dinosaur pen on top of the base.
Right.
So we've got like our birds up top of the base, and then we actually have across our pond, we have another 2-story base for, I got an upstairs for dinos and downstairs. Because we got enough dinos now where you can't get around that shit.
Yeah.
So we're gonna keep separating them. I mean, we have our wall all the way around, and we have plenty of dinos sitting outside. We have
the wall?
Yeah, the wall's finished. We have 2 Sarcos, which are the big alligator mounts. 2 Trikes and like the piggy dinosaurs. I mean, we got about 8 Dilophosaurus, and so I mean we got a pretty good amount of shit going on.
And so, how much have they taken? Like, has it been pretty extensive?
I mean, they took a lot of people take is the damn eggs for the kibble, which speeds taming up drastically compared to just using regular meats for carnivores and berries for herbivores. So we had a good amount of eggs made up, and they took all that. I mean, they took pretty much like a lot of our supplies, metal ignats and all that stuff. But in all honesty, with the 4 or 5 people we have playing, I mean, we pretty much got stuff going back up to about normal.
Okay. And so, have you guys maybe pegged who is the raiders? Do you think it's the same people or different people?
I think it's the same people. I think it's that LOTD clan.
Yeah.
Because I always hear about people talking about them in chat, and they say, you know, as long as your dinosaurs don't attack them, they won't screw with your dinosaurs. They just go for what supplies they want of yours. So I have a feeling it's probably because the other dino pen wasn't even touched. I mean, they just went through the one. They blew one hole, and then they actually blew out a foundation, but I think that was in process of trying to blow out the metal door that was to our metal core.
Yeah, when LOTD hit me and Junie, that's actually how they did it. Is they didn't kill our dinos. They did minimal damage to the structure. They just blew through like 2 sections of wall to be able to get to the loot. They took everything and left. And
I thought LOTD were the cool dudes. Like they were actually not a problem.
They lie about being cool. They think they're cool. They think they're friendly. But their members, they have such a large membership on that server. Like they got tons. They're the largest guild or clan in that server. And so you can't control everybody. And so there's guys just going Rambo, you know, doing as they do, even though their leaders will claim that they don't play that game.
What's the name of the troll tribe?
Our arch nemesis is Paradise Clan.
Yes.
Paradise. Yes,
yeah, they're the ones that I mean, that was like a 3-night attack process. Like one night they attacked and retaliated, and then another night they attacked, and by the end of it, they killed like all of our dinos, and it was just a constant attack until another night they literally blew everything up and they got all of our stuff. So that's when we rebuilt, and that's, you know, pretty much when you came in, Dragons, right before that last.
So who is constantly attacking you right now? What's the beef? Is it those people who are like our neighbors and we were like temporarily truce?
No, actually he got what the hell what clan was it? He merged with ID, which is another clan that's kind of against LOTD, supposedly, from what I understand. But he actually dropped off the server, the guy we were that was helping us out. So he said he may not come back, because he said when ID took over, he said he just doesn't feel like he has room to build anywhere anymore. Which, I mean, there is plenty of freaking room to build. But a lot of people do that now. They drop foundations down just so you can't build in certain areas. Because me and Joseph, we actually got on our Hawks and we started flying all over the map, checking it out. And yeah, you'll just see a lot of areas with just little pieces of foundation just placed everywhere. So that's how people are controlling areas.
Oh, that's a douche move.
Yeah, and it's metal, so you have to blow it up with grenades, and it takes like 30, like, God, how many? It took us a shit ton, more than 30, to get rid of the 4 foundations.
How long does that take approximately?
Yeah, it would depend on the people you got, but it took us 2 weeks or so. It took us quite a long time to blow that set of foundations.
Damn. Oh, the one with the big door?
Well, there was 4 foundations just placed next to each other with one wall sticking up, and then we had the door foundation. The door foundation wasn't too bad because all you had to do was blow that, and it took the actual door with it too. So, but it was just the actual metal foundations that just took for freaking ever.
So I'll move on to Dio. Dio, I know you've been playing. I see you on Steam in Ark quite a bit. What is your experience with Ark, and how is it going for you in it?
I play on a private server, so I don't have to deal with the actual community. Because I'm sorry, hearing Junie rage about it just made me like never want to touch the game. I have to say I'm not a huge fan though, because I die a lot and I don't like to die. I'm not aggressive enough for this game. I just even just like out in the wild, left to my own devices, it's just horrible. There's not a very good tutorial system, so you don't really know. Like, I have to go to the internet to find out what the hell I need to do to get anything done. And that, for me, is super frustrating, because I'm not...
Isn't Silver a good resource?
Like,
Doesn't Silver, like, help you out?
Well, he does, but... Like, exactly, Sly. I need the force choke. It's one of those, like, sometimes when I play, he's not around.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, and like, I
really
feel bad because he's like, well, I'll make you this armor, and then you can just take one of our dinos. And I'm like, but I want to do it on my own, but I can't because I died again.
So how about you, T? Yeah. Have you been on recently to Ark?
No, shut up, Mike. I haven't been. I'm sure they threw my body somewhere. I bet you if I log in, well, I probably have fallen through the world by now. But
just wait till Ons logs on. Reloaded his body up with charcoal. He won't be able to move when he logs on.
What did you do with mine?
I don't know. It's probably fallen through the foundation by now.
See? Knew it. But
that's not our doing. It just happened.
I know. But yeah, no, I haven't been around just because I got that game to play with them, but at the same time, it's really frustrating to play that game because it does take a while to really get into the groove for that game. And sometimes I just don't have the time. I don't have the time to just sit there and do something like farm rocks or farm wood and thatch and all those damn names that we could just use as Tinder. Or damn bark, but that game's great. I do. It is a good game, and it's a lot of fun. And even though the community's douchey, that's what makes it fun. To defend yourself against the people trying to raid you. Like, that is the best part about that game, I think. And
but
so...
Honestly, if you've played, like, H1Z1, like, everybody is a dick. Like, no matter what, they don't give you the time of day, and they just kill you and take your shit. This game,
like
people
at a church?
do help you in this game. Yes, at a church, especially. The worst place to go in a zombie apocalypse. Stay away from churches.
So damn funny.
I didn't see him. It was just there.
We should talk about that for a second, just so people understand.
Hey, Midnight.
Oh, I don't know. Your voice came in really weird, Dio. Freaked me out. Startling.
So we were playing H1Z1, and I'll just make this really quick, but we were playing H1Z1, and it was Jason, me, and Mike, and we were just exploring. We finally, after hours of finding each other, that took a while, we found a church, and we were like, all right, cool, let's check out the church. And I wasn't paying attention. I was like in the back checking out a well, all right? I was looking at a well or something. And I think Mike was walking ahead, and we were on the side wall of the church, and Mike walks ahead. And I think Jason was with you, right? Jason was right next to you while you were walking?
Yeah, somebody was close to me, yeah.
Yeah, and all of a sudden I just hear Mike screaming, yelling, "Oh no, no, get away from me!"
Because
And I'm
you
like,
see
"What?
somebody else, you know you're
What's
dead.
going on?" And I run over there, and there's these two naked dudes shooting arrows at
Oh god.
we had no we didn't have any weapons at that point, did we? I think we had a hatchet or something.
Yeah, probably the really
Something like that, but
cheap
it was so
crap stuff you can make quick.
yeah. And it wasn't the fact that we were like, "Oh yeah, no worries, you know, you can kill me." It was the fact that we just finally found each other, and now we have to do that all over again. I was
Hey,
so
Chewy.
much. Oh.
It's Chewy. Look at it, even looked in the camera. What a movie star. It's a beautiful dog.
A puppy.
So where I stand in Ark is I actually enjoyed that game quite a bit. I had a lot of fun with it, and though it was frustrating because I work a lot of hours, and so investing that much into a game to lose it.
Oh, Madge, thank you for following. We appreciate
Hey,
that.
thank you, Madge. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
Thanks for the follow.
I think it's Major Eagle. I think it's a Major Eagle right there.
He is
No, it
Majestic
is-
Eagle.
Yep.
Majestic
Yep.
Eagle? Or Major Eagle? Is it a majorly Majestic Eagle?
He's in the free company now.
He
Oh,
is.
I just want to clarify that those are not two fingers humping each other. That is a zombie finger.
That is two fingers humping each other, and I love it. So like I said, where I was standing at in Ark is I highly enjoyed it. It did kind of suck the fact that, you know, I worked a lot of hours and you put time into it and you'd lose it. But I didn't really mind it that much. I did consider going to like a PvE server, a private server, but at the same time, kind of like what T said, that's the fun of the game, is surviving in that dog-eat-dog brutal environment. But to be
Yeah.
straight, this is where it gets a little serious, is I actually had to stop playing that game for health reasons. And so... No, okay, I'm going to explain it, T, because I've talked to you about it before.
Yes,
and you're
it's
like,
true,
what are you
though, it's
talking
true.
about?
I agree with you.
It was making me get my episodes again. I had PTSD. It was making me get episodes again, and I haven't had my episodes in quite a while. And I didn't think, I didn't even consider the game as a possibility for what was triggering it. I just knew that they were reoccurring again, so I went to go see the doctor. And the doctor was talking to me for a while and started, asking me questions and asked me if there's anything at all in my life that's stressing me out. And I'm like, no, I have a great life. Really, nothing's stressing me out. He's like, something's got to be stressing you out. What are you worried about? I'm like, well, the only thing I'm slightly worried about is if I get home from work and if my building's still going to be there or not in Ark. And he's like, wait, what's this Ark? So I have to explain all of Ark to him and how when I walk back in, my character could be dead and all my progress could be gone. And he's like, how much stress is it giving you? I'm like, well, I'm just worried, I just want to make sure that everything's fine. I'm calling my wife and, having her log in and make sure that no one's fucked with our shit. And so the doctor concurred that because this game is putting me on high alert, it's causing me to go back into a similar state, which is then triggering the episodes for my PTSD. And so because of health reasons, I cannot play that game. As much as I enjoyed it, it is not healthy for me to actually go back and play that game or I will lose hours of sleep. So
yeah.
That game's pretty much rest in peace for me. I will be popping on when I remember to do it, hopefully after the stream. I just got to remember to do it, but I've been meaning to change Wookiee over to the leader of the clan. But that'll probably be the last bit of interaction I have with that game. But it was a fun game. I mean, I enjoyed it, but right now it's not for me. Well, that's Ark.
That's understandable.
So I've been meaning to ask Wookiee this question. Do you get frustrated when all this stuff gets stolen and you lose this progress? Or have you learned to
yes. I want to force lightning some bitches.
So, did your selection of force power was referring to you been wanting to lightning shock people in Ark, is what that was.
Well, no, in Ark, I want to just eat them with my dinosaurs. I mean, that's just the last thing I want them to see is well, I don't have a T-Rex yet, but something just eating their face.
So I'm sure there's no one from LOTD watching this stream. Are you trying to build up to the point where maybe you can attack them? Are you having plans? Because you got a lot invested in that game now. And that's one of those games, once you invest into it, you're in it to win it. So I gotta imagine you have some plans in the work to maybe alliance up, build up, and become strong enough. Are you thinking of taking down a big dog? Or would you like doing some damage?
It would definitely have to be a merger for us to ever do anything. I mean, because these people, they find the max level dinosaurs, like let's say I think it's 120 that you can tame, and then it'll gain another 50 levels off of that.
Right.
And so, I mean, that's the dinosaurs they get. Like, we have not been able to get anything of like 120 because that's that kibble, that's the eggs you need. So
Yeah, and
it's
that
gonna,
shit keeps getting stolen.
it's gonna be a long time before we can do that.
So-
but yeah, we have to merge with somebody bigger before we could do that.
Are
Not
any
only
of you
that,
guys
but, like, aren't they
max
always
level yet?
online?
No,
No.
when you hit freaking 70, it really freaking slows down. I think I'm only 72.
Has anyone learned the engram for the auto turret?
I think Joseph actually has learned it, but we haven't made it yet.
I imagine it's probably you need a generator, ammunition. I imagine it's all a healthy, plentiful number of resources that keeps getting stolen.
Yeah, you got to be able to keep that generator running to have the guns actually work, and when those supplies get taken, it definitely
Yeah,
says
it's kind of a bitch. But it would prevent from supplies getting taken if you were able to eventually get an auto turret to defend your shit while you're away.
yeah, it would help.
But it's all hypothetical. It's harder, easier said than done.
Does it? So for the first question I have actually is, first off, is LOTD like? Do they have enough people that there's always someone online to defend their base?
I would say, yeah.
Every time I've been on, there's somebody, so I'm imagining that there's enough to cover almost all
And
hours.
secondly, for auto turrets, do they have like a radius? Like, do they have a firing radius, or do they rotate 360s?
They do have a range, but I don't know if they have a motion, like how far they can, because we've never set one up or anything. Like
Well, I mean, does the turret? If someone comes up behind the turret, will it know it? Will it turn around and shoot at them?
That I don't know. The only time I've had interactions with one is when I was actually carrying Dragon,
I was gonna say that's my experience with an auto turret.
and we just flew by, and it was dark. We couldn't even see, and it just shot and killed my bird, and me and
It's
Dragon.
that strong?
Yeah,
Literally, it was like 2 seconds. Your bird died.
I had maybe like a level 20 something bird, so that's not very. That's a baby in that game.
Okay.
Well, yeah, we were just flying overhead trying to find new land to build, and all of a sudden, fucking me and Wookie are boom crash. I'm at like 2 health. You know, I like get shot at, fall, land. I'm at like 2 health, and then all of a sudden, right when we land after getting shot out of the sky, we see our dinos start dying back at the base. And we're like, what the fuck? So then, who was it? Who else was playing with us then? Was it,
Joseph, it was me, you, and Joseph.
Yeah, Joseph then picks up Wookie, goes back to the base, leaving me at 2 health to run across, like, we flew out like 2 miles. I'm running 2 miles, like, across the beach, trying to get back to where they were. I get in a fight with dinos, bugs, like, alligators, all on the way back. Finally make it back there just to see that now at this point we're completely fucked. These guys from Paradise Clan are there just straight fucking our shit up. I try to run in, and we actually do good. We actually got inside the base, and we trapped them in there with us, and we just started spearing them until they died. Well, then they came back with, like, grenades, started blowing shit up, dropping grenades down on us, and then slowly that night ended with everyone dying a couple times and all our dinos dead. That was, I think, my second day in Ark.
That was a bad day.
It was a bad day. All right, well,
a bad day.
that's enough about Ark.
I feel my blood pressure rising.
We'll move on. We're getting close to the expiration of our podcast. So with that, we're going to kind of go into a freestyle atmosphere where it's just kind of spitball what you want, shoot around, talk about things. And so it's just kind of like the free-form format. You can just talk about stuff what you want to. Eventually we'll get back to T and who he thinks each of the DG members compares to in Sword Art Online. I'll assist you with that. I've been putting some thought into it.
Yeah, I've been doing that too.
But yeah, it's just a freestyle spitball. Any concerns, comments, things you want to talk about, maybe for our viewers to hear, or ideas you have, you're free to go. First thing I'll talk about now that I actually got T and Dio here. So I had, as you guys know, I had in the works. I wanted to work on a Final Fantasy XIV machinima. Currently, I still have the capabilities to do that, but after playing Elite Dangerous, I feel like making a video would be easier in Elite Dangerous, especially with the voice modulation that that game has. I think would have the capabilities of making an easier video.
Dio doesn't have that game though.
Right. I mean, obviously, then Dio wouldn't be really involved, and I'd still move forward with Final Fantasy if that's something we wanted to do.
Right.
The only difficult thing is where, you know, as far as like writing a script and recording it, a game like Elite Dangerous would be easy in the fact that everyone records their own footage. We put it up on like a share deal, and then, you know, like I'd email out a script and everybody would be able to read their lines because it's all voice modulated. It'd come in sounding cool. Where a game like Final Fantasy has a lot of different characters, I do have all these voice actors lined up, and so there's just a lot more infrastructure in doing a Final Fantasy XIV machinima as compared to the easiness that it would be to do like an Elite Dangerous. And so, I don't know, I just kind of want to spitball it to you guys, see what you guys think, if you how set you are or not on doing a Final Fantasy XIV one. I can still do a Final Fantasy XIV. I just know my production rate would be faster doing an Elite Dangerous. I could probably do like an Elite Dangerous video every week or two, where a Final Fantasy I would probably be trying to shoot for like a once a month deal.
I'm cool with, I mean, honestly, if you want, we could do both, and just like you said, once a month, once a week, you know what I mean? Like, we would be able to do the Elite Dangerous and keep that one going, but the Final Fantasy would take a little bit more time, and we'll make that clear when we make the first one.
So, I mean, like, some of the, you know, bigger MMO machinimas in history have actually had, like, 2-3 month wait time in between videos. If we wanted to do religiously Elite Dangerous every week or every other week, I'd probably then, because at that point, I mean, editing a movie together, that's a lengthy experience. It's not something that happens overnight. And so if I was going to be doing 2 machinimas, I'd probably go somewhere between like a 2-month to 3-month release time for the Final Fantasy XIV one, and that would give us more time to definitely increase the quality that the Final Fantasy XIV machinima would be. And I guess I'd focus that on being like the premier machinima we did with a lot of, you know, work and time into it, where I think then Elite Dangerous would be a little bit more of a light-hearted machinima, if you get what I'm saying. Kind of just maybe more of a, not really as like streams like kind of completely freestyle where you say what you want when you want. I think like an Elite Dangerous machinima would be like that, but like a little more scripted at the same time, you know? It would be, I guess Elite Dangerous would be more like a role play where you would just remain in character, not necessarily more impromptu, a little bit of script, where the machinima for Final Fantasy XIV would be completely scripted with a completely, you know, thought out story type of style.
And yeah, I think those are both great ideas. I'm really excited about the Final Fantasy one. Like that would be really cool. Like I
lined up some people at home that have, you know, work in being able to voice and act, and as far as knowledgeable with like music computer programs. So when I move out of Texas this winter, I said we'd be starting working on production for the Final Fantasy XIV machinima, and I am pretty excited about it. And having you guys available to do it too. That's just been my goal also with machinimas, is it's not just me making a video. I wanted DG and their characters involved so people can become more attached to your characters as well and the things you're doing in your games is the idea behind it.
Yeah.
I'd love to do it. I mean, I know Dio was just as excited about that as I was.
So I liked spitballing this idea with you because I got very excited about Elite Dangerous 2 and just how easy that would be and how cool and authentic the game feels. But I've also already put a lot of thought and time and work into the Final Fantasy XIV. And so if you guys think that would work, we'll do like a 2 to 3 month production release on like Final Fantasy XIV, and then Elite Dangerous will be like weekly or bi-weekly, and we'll make that one kind of like more of a role play than an actual machinima.
Yeah, well, that sounds good.
Yeah, and obviously I know Jay's probably watching or hearing, and I know he'll want to get in on the Elite Dangerous role play action.
Mike, I'm sure you'll do it too.
Maybe.
He's a silly guy. He's got to do it.
You really don't like Elite Dangerous?
No, I like it. It's just I rage quit the other. I don't know. It's been a couple days since I played, but it just game crashes on me. It crashes when I exit the game, and this time it actually crashed while playing it, and I was just like, motherfucker.
I was actually having that issue, and I found that I was missing a driver update from NVIDIA. And once I got that driver update, the stability increased, I'd say, by like 90%. I crashed once in a blue moon now.
Yeah.
So if you haven't checked your drivers lately, yeah, you might want to check that out.
Yeah, no, but Dragon, I definitely think that's a good idea. I'd really like to do that. That sounds pretty awesome, and I think we can make it work too. As long, I mean, you got the programs and stuff, and I know we talked about that. I was like, I really want to voice my character, and at the same time, I'm not sure. Well, I'll see the script, and I'll be able to tell you by then. But like, sometimes I'm just like, I don't know if my voice fits my character.
Yeah, so the voice for my character is actually going to be my soon-to-be sister-in-law. And so I'm not sure, like, she's cool and we get along right now, but I'm not sure if she's going to start hating me when I'm like, no, that's not how my character acts. My character acts, read it like this, And she's like, God damn it, I'm doing you a favor, fucking take it or leave it. And I'll be like, nah, this ain't working out. So, I mean, she's pretty cool, though. I'm sure she'll do it. I might have to give some leeway on how I think my character acts and just, let her voice on how she does it as well.
Yeah.
But, I probably, as far as, there's going to be a main character, and I really haven't, I put thought into it, but I think for ease of purpose with the voicing, it may be between, Dio or Junie, just because, you're a possibility, T, but right now you're not sure if you're voicing your own character.
I'm completely okay with that. Their voices would just fit their characters. It would just be perfect.
Exactly, so that's why I think for a main character, it would be easier doing somebody definitely voicing their own character, so it'd be like Junie or Dio is who I have in the consideration right now. And obviously, the main supporting character would then be the other one. Where me and you, even still then, I'm not going to have all 4 or 5 of our Final Fantasy characters in every single episode. It's got to be a little simplistic for the fact of being able to edit it and cut it together. It'll primarily the consistent ones will be the main character and the secondary main character. So that's pretty much going to be Dio and Junie. I'll probably make a pretty regular occurrence along with you, and then I got some supporting voice actors that will voice alts for interactions. I'll be making alt characters just to have some interactions and stuff, and it's all going to be a lengthy experience. As you got to take the time to set up the scene and stuff, and then record that scene a couple of times so you can get the best take on it. So, I'd say realistically, we're probably looking at a 3-month production time, and that can allow us to make a decent quality video, the amount of time that it would be to put it together. Because from what I read, a lot of people do they'll sit down and they'll do recordings for a 3 to 4 hour session, and a 3 to 4 hour session recording will then translate down into somewhere between 5 to 10 minutes of the actual video. And I'd probably be shooting for 15, 20 minute videos tops, for a machinima. And so, we'd probably be looking at 4 recording sessions, and so it'd probably be a total of somewhere between 12 to 18 hours of recording per 15 to 20 minute video.
It reminds me of Battlefield Friends.
I got a thing on my screen. But yeah, so yeah, those are funny. I've watched those too. Those are hilarious.
I need ammo.
I could go for watching those again. Those are pretty good.
Yeah.
They are funny as hell. But yeah, no, I think that's a great idea. If you don't mind, I would like to switch it to things that DG are going to be playing in the future. If you don't mind.
All right, yeah, let's talk about that.
One of the biggest things I'm sure everyone here is going to play is Star Wars Battlefront. I know we're all over that.
Life.
What are we each most excited about? Personally, I'm super excited about the flight. I want to fly and I want to bomb. And I'm not even. It's no big deal if I get a hero ship. That's fine. If I do, obviously I'll ship myself. But that's not a priority. But flying in a TIE fighter and X-wing sounds so cool, so awesome. So
it's so in the A-wings. The A-wings,
yes.
A-wings, yes.
Yeah. I don't want the ending. Okay.
No, go. Yeah, go. Yeah, whatever. See you
Um,
in your TIE fighter, blow it up.
How I feel about that is right now Elite Dangerous is about the closest. Like when I first was at the docking bay in Elite Dangerous and I accidentally clicked like leave hangar or launch and my ship started moving on that conveyor thing into space, I was like, what the fuck? Like I was freaking the fuck out. And then when into hyperspace, I freaked the fuck out. For an authentic like space shooter experience, Elite Dangerous is delivering. I like Battlefront for the fact that it's X-Wings and TIE Fighters. I mean, you can't go wrong with those. Those are the bread and butter. But I'm going to be more excited for Battlefront. I've always, like, when I played those games, I didn't really play the crazy classes with jetpacks and rocket launchers. I like playing basic rifle and pistol guy, just run around fighting on the front lines. Like, I've always had a fantasy of being a stormtrooper, and Battlefront's always let me live that fantasy. I'll probably just be rolling around that game trying to capture points, playing a stormtrooper. That's
But
all
your
I want to do.
accuracy's going to be so low.
Can't you see? I've been to the superior marksmanship school. Like, I'm good to go.
You're right. Does it tell us the grade percentage of that class?
Everyone in our class actually scored in the upper 90th percent. They all did pretty good. They exceeded the expectations on hitting the target 1 in 55 shots. So we're looking good. We're at a strong graduating class. Yeah.
All right. Maybe
but
that
on
was
that note, so you're talking about expectations, what people are looking forward to. I'm equally, and to be honest, maybe even slightly more excited for Tom Clancy's Division.
Oh, hell yeah.
It just looks, I mean, I know what to expect in Battlefront, and I'm so excited for that game, and it's going to consume hours of my life. But Tom Clancy Division, I kind of just found that out, like I was talking to you recently, just a couple months past. I haven't been following it for that long. And that looks like a game I could really get into. I'm really excited about the game. How it's kind of like Ark, where it's a dog eat dog. You know, you got to like survive, get your loot, and get out before it gets taken. I like that style, but it also looks like it's going to deliver on a multiple different atmospheres, like multiple blah blah blah. Atmospheres like, you know, the MMO element of being in an environment with other players, to things going on, to loot and upgrading gear. To, you know, the shooter aspect of it, and this just the scene, the setting that it takes in is very interesting. I'm excited for Tom Clancy Division.
Yeah, it's going to be a great game. Dio,
Well,
are you going to buy any of these?
I was looking at Star Wars. I don't think I'm going to get the Division, but I'm really excited about watching you guys play it. Just because everything I've seen and heard about it looks amazing. It's not a game that I think that I would be good at, though. Because that's just not my kind of game. But I love watching people play those kind of games, so I'm super excited about watching you guys play it.
Mike, what you think?
Yeah. I mean, yes, Division looks... I mean, yes, I'm excited about that, but no, I mean, Star Wars all the way, definitely. Something I definitely... Well, that and the expansion for SWTOR. I mean, those two things I'll be hitting pretty hard when those release.
So that's actually a good point, Wookie. Let's take a minute and talk about the SWTOR expansion. Have it coming out. Have you been following a lot of what they've talked about, the updates and changes coming to the game?
Yeah, so far, yeah.
So you're tracking the big companion changes that are coming.
Yes. Yes, I mean, the whole, them just scaling with you, their gear no longer... You don't have to. I mean, you can still gear them and make them look the way you want them to look, but now you don't have to worry about their damn stats.
So, what's your thoughts and feelings on that?
I mean, I like it. I guess it'll give you something. I mean, yeah, in a way, it gave you something else to do. To, you know, have to, you know, maybe get a little gear for your companion, but in the same aspect, hopefully, maybe there's a lot more story content to this game where you don't have to focus on your damn companion and its gear, and you have, and I guess now they're changing to where they can be all three specs, either tank, damage, or heals, which then in that sense you're just gonna pick your one favorite. I mean, I thought it was kind of cool being like, oh, you know, you should, if you want another little damage and you pick this guy, but now it's just, you're just going to pick your just one favorite. I mean, I thought it was a little cooler just having to use different ones for the different variety of specs that they have.
So, to be honest, how I'm feeling about that is a little disappointed. I spent a lot of time gearing my characters once I got to the min and max stats for whatever gear was top at that point. I then focused on my companions. My doc eventually got to the point where he could heal me in hard mode flashpoints. And I could go in there, just me and Doc, and I could clear through most of the bosses and most of the flashpoints with me and Doc because his stats were really powerful. I have a feeling with the scaling, Doc's going to be, well, I don't think he's going to probably not exist anymore. It sounds like a lot of the companions are going away. But if he did exist, I have a feeling like, or whatever healer I have in the future, is not going to compare to the capabilities that my companion who was geared to fuck was. Same thing with HK, as I spent a lot of time getting HK the moddable robot gear, the ones that you can put armory mods and enhancements into. And I grinded gear, PvP gear for him so he could get expertise. I remember just being in like Section X and I'd literally have HK just follow players around and have them fuck them up. And I'd just be sitting there like, yo, you scrub, you can't even fight my companion. You fucking suck. Like, it's not going to be that case anymore. I'm not going to feel like I got badass companions. It's just going to be run-of-the-mill with everybody else. I'm a little disappointed about that change. Overall, honestly, my feelings towards the expansion right now is they have stressed no new raids. All raids are going to be scaled up to the highest level, which is kind of cool. So we're going to be able to run some of the older raids that we haven't done in a while and again, which, you know, I don't mind. But I hope they don't overthink the story. Now, granted, that's what I've always wanted from SWTOR is more story content. At the same time, it's not the story content I was looking for. I was looking for more specific class quest. Let me progress on the story of my character. It's now just like all the expansions have been in the past. It's all the same story, and everyone's following the same story. I won't mind this as long as the story's good and it's lengthy in time. I hope this expansion doesn't drop and then, like, you know, 3 days later, I've cleared all the story content.
I mean, I'm hoping not because there's like 9 chapters that are going to be added right off the bat. I believe it was 9.
Yeah.
I read that right.
And then they'll keep expanding on the story. Is that what they're planning?
They're supposed to keep pushing that out. And as far as like your companions are still going to be there, but as far as a new story, you'll have your new companions.
Oh, so it's like, a whole new set of companions?
Yeah, you're going to start getting new companions. And then you're going to, as the story goes, you're going to meet up with your old ones, but you're still going to have your old ones, like, as you're doing old content. Those are not going anywhere, I believe, from what I've read.
So, yeah, and from what I can tell, too, I think they're going more the Mass Effect story style, which means I think, like, there's going to be a lot more companions that come, and I believe, and go. And I believe
there's supposed to be decisions that...
Yeah, like in Mass Effect where you can kill your characters, they leave, more romance options. All this I'm excited for. I've always wanted more story in SWTOR because that's what I've wanted. But I just hope they don't overthink it and they move away from the fact that it's MMO and we don't see more guild content. We don't see as much PvP content. We don't see as much raiding, and it just becomes a story game, a theme park game I play with other people.
I don't think it's going to be like that because, well, here's how I look at it is I think they're fixing the old raids that should have been fixed a long time ago. So hopefully this is meaning that they're going to take more care of it and be more on top of fixing their raids when they get their bugs, when they get their breaks. So them doing this is I'm hoping it's telling us that they're going to fix the raid shit, fix all the shit that needs to be fixed.
I agree. Optimistic. Anyways, the best case scenario that I'm hoping what this means is they realize that the reason a lot of us bought this game was the fact that we had a really strong story along with it being an MMO. So I'm hoping the release of the expansion is going back to square one, reworking the story and delivering on that story content we always wanted. Once they get that knocked out and they got that going, hopefully then they go in to start re-releasing more raid content, more PvP content, but in a better quality than the past. I'm hoping what this expansion is saying, hey, we realized we didn't really do this right in the past, but now we realize what we need to do to make it what players really want to play, and so we're moving forward in this new direction. I hope they're going like, you know, Final Fantasy from, it's 1.0 to 2.0 kind of style, where they're like, hey, we fucked up, here's our new direction. Much like Elder Scrolls to Elder Scrolls Online Unlimited, Tamriel Unlimited, where they went, okay, this game was fucked up, this is what we're going to do now to fix it. It seems like every MMO except for WoW, because WoW was, original grandfather that did it the first time, so, they're already set in their course. But it seems like a lot of these MMOs these days are like, okay, here's what we did, we didn't really listen to the community, we fucked up, okay, here's our new direction, now listening to the community. I think it took SWTOR a little bit longer to realize this bandwagon. I think they were like, oh, we're Star Wars, I think EA might have had a lot of involvement and said, this is how you will do it. And I think now that, they probably financially weren't as strong as EA wanted them to be, they probably have more freedom to do what they want and make the game how they wanted to make it, is just my theory on it. But I think I hopefully, like I said, in an optimistic point of view, I hope what we're seeing is a basically restart of the game, them going, okay, this is what we need to fix to make this a really awesome MMO, and then I can truly, once again, call SWTOR my home MMO. But as it stands right now, there was a lot of decisions that I wasn't excited about. The outfitter type deal, I was like, at this point in the game, this late in the game, this isn't something I wanted. You could have given me a new raid. Yeah, we haven't seen a new raid in since the Revan expansion. That's a hot minute. That's a damn hot minute. Not a new PvP Warzone in, I don't know, forever. Like, goddamn. So I really hope they're like, they took the time. They're, putting a lot of their resources into going the right direction they need to go. Hopefully in the future we see it. On a non-optimistic side, this is them thinking that a story is going to be what saves their game, and then it's going to not deliver. People are going to start dying off because their story didn't deliver. They're not getting the raid, the MMO content that they came to play an MMO for. I think at a worst case scenario, if they don't do this right, if they don't make this, is the re-envisioning of the game. If it's just like, hey, this story content will save it, I think it could, die off. I'm thinking, what are these fucking mouse noises in the background?
Fucking Mark.
That wasn't Mark. That was me.
To me, it was Mark.
He's like, I gotta go poop.
I gotta poop. But yeah, no, and I think they're drawing the story people back for sure. So hoping that they do take this time to continue with the raids and. All right, Junie.
Yo, y'all stop distracting my freaking podcaster here. You're fired, Junie. Go home.
Fired. But and I know I don't want to have that high hope saying that it's going to come back full swing, because it could just be shattered. But I do. I'm really hoping the story really brings it back, and I hope they really put some forward effort into raiding.
Agree. Dio, you got any closing comments you want to make here? Any thoughts, concerns? Wait, I'm in this podcast? Oh, wait, where am I? Oh, shit.
Dio, are you muted?
Yes.
Totally muted, because I was chewing ice and I didn't want to be rude. No, I'm honestly, I'm just excited to see where we're headed next, because we seem to be growing and we seem to be getting bigger and bigger, and the streams are happening more and more often, and I'm super excited about that. So,
yeah, I hate all of you.
Well, I hate you too, T, but we gotta hold it together for the sake of Jay,
Yeah, that's the only reason I'm here. That damn Dark Lord.
Slave driver.
He's the Dark Lord, slave driver, snot angel.
Yes.
Hey, if you're the boss, you can't be liked. You gotta understand that as inevitability.
Let's poop in his desk.
Do it.
We'll leave that to Mark.
Let's poop in his bag. This is at his bag. His grooming bag.
I think he got rid of that bag already.
Oh.
I think it's a hat and bandana.
He's gone thug?
Yeah, he's the thug.
All right, well, for our closing conversation here, T, let's go over this. The DG crew as Sword Art
Alright.
Online characters.
Let me pull them up. Let me pull all the names up. Alright, so
Yep. One second, I gotta join you on this here. Make sure I don't miss one of them.
I want to say Mark. He has to be a spazzy kind of character, and I'm trying to think of. In Sword Art Online, the spazziest character is also at the same time, Klein. But at the same time, I think Mike is Klein too. So I'm having trouble with that one.
So I'm gonna this is what I'm gonna do. I'm not even just gonna consider the main characters. I'm gonna consider all the characters that are been in the game.
That's what I'm trying to do too.
Yeah.
Who's Eagle? Eagle.
Yeah, I was trying to think of that one. I think Flyzik. I feel like he would fit him the closest. Like, he always seemed like, you know, when you're starting off into the Elfium universe, and he's like, hey, have you heard this game? Check it out. He always knows what game's going on, what's going on in the video game universe.
That's true.
Much like our Flyzik. Flyzik always knows what game's coming out.
Eagle was a good information broker. He always knew what was going down.
And not to mention, he ran a bar, likes to drink, and if there's, I think, somebody that likes to drink the most,
Good job.
It might be Flyzik. So
Mark,
I'm gonna give Flyzik's the black guy.
Yeah, Flyzik's the black guy. Okay.
All right. So who is going to be Kirito? Is the question.
That's the hardest one.
It is.
Like at the same time, I think you are because you always choose sword classes, especially with your Sentinel. But like, nah, Jason's not Kirito.
No.
Yeah, I'll go.
I'd actually have to say have to be between either me or you, because I think would probably be the two closest people.
We do always pick sword classes.
Mm-hmm.
And I was Sentinel too.
Yeah, exactly.
You got there when I was like giving up on Sentinel, when I was giving up on SWTOR, so it's bad.
Yeah, so I mean, yeah, we definitely, I think we two would be the closest. As we're thinking about which one of us can be what, let's jump over to the female sides. There's a lot of female characters in Sword Art Online, so who's matching up to who?
So I don't think anyone matches up to, I can't remember her name, but the young one, the young character, the kid chick. I don't think anyone matches to her.
You know, the one with the dragon pet thing.
Yeah, the one.
Yeah,
with the dragon
Silica.
pet.
Yeah.
Yeah, Silica. That's it.
Mm-hmm.
I think Dio is Elizabeth.
I was actually going to say the same thing. Yes.
She crafts all the time.
Yeah. I don't know what you're talking about.
I know, you guys know. So Sword Art, for everyone who doesn't know this,
I'm
Sword Art
crafting right now.
Is an anime. It's an anime. It's an anime. You can find it anywhere, really. It's a very popular anime. It's one of the biggest up and coming recently, and it's basically about a guy who plays in a virtual reality game, and in this virtual reality device, it actually throws your whole body into the world of the game. Like all your senses, everything, you're in the game. You can feel the pain. You can you're everything like that. Well, he finds out that on the first day, he beta tested this game first off, so he's one of the people who actually have experience. Well, the game opens up for everyone, and he finds out that the maker of the game creates the world in the way that they can't log off in the game, and they're permanently in the game until they beat the game, which is by going to the 100th floor of the world, and they have to beat a boss per world. Well, in the game now, dying really kills them. It has a serious effect. They can actually die in the game. So
a little bit.
I die a lot in video games.
I thought you were a healer.
Yeah.
Ironic, right?
So that's what this MMO or this anime we're talking about is. It's Sword Art Online in a nutshell.
All right, so I'm going for Junie. I'm gonna have to. You can help me decide here.
But Asuna?
I'm going. No. It's definitely either gonna be Sinon or his sister. The reason being is Junie's actually a pretty emotional person, And both these characters is I would identify as being the most emotional female characters in the Sword Art Online universe. Sinon with her issues, and then Kuragaya, Kirito's sister, is just emotional as well.
I think she's more Sinon.
Yeah, this character just has to have a lot of like emotional feelings, not necessarily sad feelings, but very attuned to her emotions. And so I'd say either or.
Dragon's her husband. Got to talk about her like that. I would say Sinon.
Sinon, I was thinking that one, more leaning towards that one myself.
Yeah, definitely Sinon. And who else do we got left? We got. So okay, Mike's Klein, Flyzik's Agil.
Okay, wait. Who is Klein?
No, don't worry about it.
He's the coolest character. He's honestly the coolest character. In my opinion, my favorite character.
It's fine.
He is the comic relief of
right now.
anime. No,
he is the comic relief. Yes. He plays this. He's a funny character. He always does a samurai, and he lives like by this oath, if you will. But at the same time, like his oath is like to protect women.
And he's always looking for girlfriends. He always, like, for example, there was an NPC in an episode.
So saying is I'm desperate. That's what you're saying.
He sounds like Sanji from One Piece.
He's a very skilled character though. Like he's one of the few characters in the game that can rival Kirito in like actual player skill, the main character. So we're also calling you a skilled gamer at the same time.
Yeah, shut up.
I'll
Mike,
take
and
that. I'll take that.
Everyone should. I just want to say, everyone should watch Sword Art Online. Just a one episode. It is actually a good anime.
So it's for the longest time, it's only been in Japanese with subtitles. They've recently released the dubbed over.
It's on Netflix actually.
And Hulu. Yeah. So if you got either of those, check out Sword Art Online Season 1. It is now English voiced over. You won't be wasting your time. For all y'all liking MMOs, you'll just be as pleased as punch.
It's great. Who else do we have left? Let's do this really quick.
Let's Jason.
Jason, we gotta do Jason. He's Heathcliff.
I was actually thinking of that one, yeah.
He's Heathcliff, yep. Jason, you're a douche, by the way.
Yeah.
So it's not really much different from real life.
Exactly, that's why he's Heathcliff.
I love you, Jay.
Yeah, because Heathcliff's like, no, you can't take a leave of absence. You gotta come back and work for the guild. He's like, oh my gosh, that's who he is. All right, did we get Mark?
No, we did not get Mark. But that's right. I said he's kind of like Klein, but at the same time he's not.
I got who it's going to be.
All right, what's up?
He is going to be. Oh man, my mind just farted. 1 second. All right.
The guy who tries to kill Sinon? That guy?
No. I was actually thinking of one of the characters that gets killed by Death Gun. I think it said ZDD, and he's in that opening. Yeah. He's in that opening stream, and he's talking about how badass he is. His stats are this and that, and he's like, it's kind of like Mark because Mark's professional Dota player. This guy's professional Gun Gale player, and he's always talking all this mad smack all the time. And
like, listen, Mark. If you don't have agility stats, then you
Mark
suck.
Doesn't talk shit at all.
Yeah, Mark always talking shit. Mark is an elite guy that's playing, the championship shit. So
it's just like Mark playing Heroes with us one day.
Mark is gonna piss someone off, and then he's gonna
tell us about this story.
Michael. Mark, you better watch out. Someone's gonna get pissed off by you raging at him, and they're gonna come kill you in your sleep. That's how your character dies.
So Mark's playing Heroes with us, and he wasn't doing good at all. And he's just like, I'm so good at this game. No, Mark.
Positivity.
Yeah, pretty much.
Junie doesn't like the fact that she's Sinon, but I think she's just gonna have to deal with it. Everyone accepts who they are.
No, you're Sinon, Junie. Get over it.
All right, so we got Mark, Fly, Dragon. Well, yeah, we got you and me. I think we're better.
We share Kirito. We each can be one of his arms that wields the sword.
Yeah, there you go. You could, yeah, he's doing it. We got it. good.
Yeah.
Jason, Dio, Les. How about Les? Do you know Les enough to know her?
Oh, I love Les. I
Okay.
miss her.
I think
Dio,
Les-
what's Les's personality?
Yeah, I think she's between Sinon and the creepy sister at the same time.
I could.
I think
Actually,
Les is super nice, but I feel like if you double cross her, she would be super violent.
Yeah.
So I would be terrified of her.
Yeah, that is
Yeah.
Les. That's why I kind of think creepy sister, except without the whole, brother fetish thing.
Wait, what?
Don't worry about
See,
it.
I've
It's a
never seen
Japanese
this.
anime.
I've never
Simmer
seen this.
down
I have no idea,
Yeah,
no
so this
concept
is-
of
this
who
is
these
Greek
characters
gods.
are. So you say shit like that, I'm like,
Hey,
Well,
hey,
okay, she's-
I figured it out. 1 second. We can take different characters. I'll let you take Kirito. I'm going to take Eugene. He was in Ilfwium. He was the Flame Commander guy. That had
Oh,
that
yeah!
really badass sword. Yeah, I
Yeah,
mean,
yeah.
they're very similar characters. High sword stats, skill characters that are all about, being geared up and kicking ass. I mean, they're similar characters, just one's a main one, one's not. So I'll take
Actually,
Eugene.
you know what? Les is the leader of the Sylphlands. I don't remember her name. That's who she is. She's she's really nice until you screw her over.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna find her. I'm gonna find her name real quick.
I can't remember her name. Damn it, Junie, you're gonna have to deal with this, alright? You simmer down now. He's blowing up the chat.
Man, who is?
Alright,
like,
while you
no,
look that up.
I am.
And then Craig. Who's Craig? Mike,
Oh, yeah,
tell me his
Craig.
personality.
Craig is the kind of let's say if
Watch it
everything's
from the back.
if it's going his way, everything's calm and cool. But just like an arc, let's say this little level 1 person that doesn't have a fucking clue what's going on attacks this pterodactyl. And he just flips his shit, runs and gets his triceratops, and kills the bitch.
So he's quick to anger.
So he's like calm and cool until something just goes awry, and then he's just all 100% crazy.
I got his. He is trying to find his name. You know the character season 1 of Sword Art Online, I think 2nd or 3rd episode, the guy who accuses Kirito of being a beta tester. He jumps down the stairs. He's like, what's his
Diablo or something.
Yeah, Diablo.
Diablo or something like that.
Diablo,
Yeah, I know who
that's
you're
him.
talking about. The one who pouts and cries.
Yeah. I think that would be him.
While we're on the subject of Craig, I have to ask because my husband and I were listening to the podcast last week on our way to my parents' house, and he was like, "Who is that dude that sounds stoned? Is he okay? Did he light up?" I was like, "Oh, that's Craig." He's like, "Is he just what?"
Yeah, that's just Craig.
I just
Okay.
go and listen to him. Oh, you know what, Craig? I'm really curious since I know you and Fly have been talking about this, but you can type it back to me. What the hell do you guys see in this damn amiibo crap? All right, you need to stop texting me about it. You guys,
Amiibos are life. You don't even know.
stop it. Stop.
You don't
gotta
even
tell me.
know.
I understand Nintendo. I understand that you guys love Nintendo and everything like that. That's cool. That's fair. I totally appreciate the old Nintendos and stuff. And how
Do
they
you
used to
do you collect anything?
do it. No, oh, is that it? Is it a collecting thing?
It's like real life Pokemon.
It's collecting that's stuff that
saying
you
that,
can use
like,
for
you could have a
multiple.
Charizard that burns your health down. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, it's called a blowtorch.
oh,
You
okay.
can name it Charizard. But it's
So that's what amiibos are.
It's a collector thing on top of you have a use for them. I mean, you put them in like stuff they just got with the Mario Maker, I believe. I mean, you can put stuff in from them, or I don't know about that, but yeah, it's
It's a physical representation for the love of the Nintendo games.
and there's that.
He made it a little weird. I'm not gonna lie. But okay, I understand. It's like you guys are talking about it like if you like when I was collecting Pokemon cards or Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Is that so? It's basically those little things, and they have a data pad underneath, and you put it on the pad, and it registers that amiibo into the game.
Yes.
Is that how? That's how it
And
works?
I started reading something.
Dragon. I don't know either. I don't know anything about
No,
that.
okay. What? Repeat your question.
So it's an actual physical character, and that's the action figure part. But underneath is a data pad that you put it on top of what I guess the Wii U, and it registers into the game.
Well,
That's the action figure.
The DSs have it, and then like the Wii U, that pad, their game pad has a
Yeah.
sensor on it.
Yes,
Yeah.
you can also train them in Smash and have them battle each other. So, you can put them in Smash Bros.
Yeah, they work on multiple platforms for the Wii U games and for the 3DS games systems.
Okay. I understand.
They're
And
sort
I
of like a universal thing with
Okay.
them.
Okay. All right. Then that makes sense. I understand, Craig. I understand, Fly. You guys love it. Okay, it makes sense. Just don't text me about it. Okay. Just saying. Just saying.
All right,
Can I
guys,
text
well-
you about it?
Huh?
Can I text you about it?
No, nobody.
Do
text
it.
me about the damn amiibo. Do it. Just do it. Dragon, what were you gonna say?
I say on that note of Amiibo, it's time to take all our characters off the dock and close down this podcast. I appreciate everyone a lot watching. And remember, if you haven't already, click the follow button, be the follower. And
Stay
stick
thirsty,
tuned.
my
Next
friends.
week we're going to have DG Podcast number 3. We're going to try to bring you the last remaining members that you have yet to meet face-to-face with on DG. And so hopefully you get to see all the DG members. And again, if you click that follow button, you'll be notified whenever a stream goes live, so you can catch us whenever you're able to. Again, our schedule is below on the Twitch channel, so you can see who's streaming when and enjoy our hilarious attitude. As you've seen, these guys, they're just a riot. They're some funny people, I tell you what. Best,
I hate
funniest
you
group
all.
of people I've ever met.
Also
Especially
check us out on YouTube. We are there.
Yep.
We're on
Facebook,
YouTube
Twitter.
streams.
We actively check them.
You guys, any final things you want to say to each other, the viewers, before we close down the stream?
Yes, and I hate you.
I need ammo.
It's the lag.
Mike, we'll always have this hatred of each other. When I come up, I swear.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna
Until
lose
that
it.
day. Until that day comes.
It's not that far off, you asshole.
Thank you, Sly Guy.
Mhm.
Yep, that's it right there. That's our YouTube Descendants Gaming channel. Alright, guys, well, if no one has got anything else to say, I am going to close down the stream. I appreciate everybody stopping in and watching today. I had a lot of fun. I'm sure you guys did too. And I hope all you watching enjoyed this hilariousness, this time of shooting the shit with some funny people. Alright, everyone, say goodbye.
Goodbye.